The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative. On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And a lot to get to on this Monday. In an hour, the governor of South Carolina expected to name the replacement for Senator Lindsey Graham, who we all know by now died at the age of 71 after the brief and sudden illness over the weekend. President Trump wants the replacement to be Graham's sister. I think that's a wonderful idea. Who knows his politics, his vision better than his sister? Dominic Carter here with you. The number to reach me live this hour, 800-848-9222. The disaster of a mayor of New York City, the socialist called Mom Donnie. Well, Mr. Mayor, we have a homeless encampment 12 blocks long on Manhattan's west side, not far from the Intrepid Museum. People come from all over the world to see the floating museum, the Intrepid, and you're making sure that they get to see up close the drugs, the prostitution, the homeless. What a way to go, Mr. Mayor. The mayor also changing his tune on those the ethnic community map. Now, all of a sudden that he's been caught red-handed, busted, he's going to add Little Italy and some others, declaring it's a work in progress. Also, that former college basketball standout killed in a New York City tournament shooting, according to the NYPD. So let's start. Let's start with this. We're going to start with your calls in just 1 second. 800-848-9222. President Trump on the situation in Iran. I don't know, folks. It doesn't seem to be getting any better.
And most of their equipment is gone. Their anti-aircraft stuff is gone. We hit them very hard last night. Every time they send a drone, we hit them very hard. But we had a deal. What nobody knows, we had a deal. It was a done deal. And then they broke it. They always break it. We've had 10 deals with these people, and so we're just going to hit them very hard. And we're gonna keep the Strait, and we'll probably run it. We'll become the guardian of the Strait. Maybe we'll call it the guardian angel of the Strait. And we should be reimbursed for that. When we do that, we're going to be reimbursed because the other nations are very wealthy. They're on our side, and we can't be expected to do that for nothing, unlike we had for many years.
Bet on Trump. Bet on Trump, not on these nut jobs in Iran. Folks, I say this all the time. If this problem were easy, a Democrat president would have solved it. But bet your bottom dollar on this. Trump is going to get to the bottom of the situation, and it will be solved. Remember my prediction. So what do we have in New York City, America? What do we have? We have Mayor Hip Hop. We have Mayor Failure at Rap. And now he gets a promotion and becomes the mayor of New York City, referring to the socialist Mom Donnie. Notices everything that's happening in the world of hip-hop. Hey, Mr. Mayor, why don't you notice the 12-block encampment of homeless people near the Intrepid Museum? Why don't you notice that? Why don't you notice women selling their bodies right outside the Intrepid Museum? 12 blocks of homeless. But what does this mayor do? He's Mayor Hip Hop. He's more infatuated with Jay-Z. Jay-Z is not thinking about you, Mom Donnie. Jay-Z nor Beyonce, they don't care about you. I know in your delusional mind, you think you're moving your way up to get close to Jay-Z. I don't think so. So Jay-Z, I didn't even notice, folks. Jay-Z was in the Bronx, my home borough, Yankee Stadium. I believe he did 3 nights, brought along Beyonce, Nas performing, right? Sold out Yankee Stadium, 3 nights. But last night, a problem. Apparently, some folks bum rushed the stadium, and because of that, you got to shut it down. And that's exactly what happened. The concert was delayed hours. And what does Mayor Hip Hop talk about today? He's not talking about taxes. He's not talking about the billions that are leaving New York because of his crazy policies. Mayor Hip Hop is talking about Jay-Z and Yankee Stadium.
I was not there this weekend, though I know that it was a moment that many New Yorkers are going to hold dear. for years. And last night is something that we're going to follow up on, because I know that there were many New Yorkers who were delayed after there was a breach of security by those that didn't have tickets, and then it resulted in a multiple-hour delay for many others. So that's something we'll follow up on. The first album I was ever given was a clean version of The Blueprint, which is unfortunate. I learned about the importance of freedom of expression. So, I mean, you know, H to the Izzo, Girls, 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 those, I just remember that in the Jog-Proof Walkman, and then learning that there was actually an explicit version as well that I need to memorize the words to.
I'm serious. You guys better get a bag, because I'm about to barf. The mayor of New York City, the billions of dollars that he's controlling, and he wants to impress us by naming some Jay-Z songs. Oh, for the young people, the mayor knows Jay-Z's songs. Yes, but what about he can't pay the bills because he's running away all the people that are paying the taxes? Mayor Hip Hop, Mamdani, you have got to be kidding me. The issues that we have, the fact that you insulted not one group, Italians, Jews, Irish, I could go on, and you want to talk about Jay-Z. I'm sure you were asked about Jay-Z, but you want to recite the songs and the albums from Jay-Z. You have got to be kidding me, folks. You cannot make this up. And so after Mamdani was cold busted with his ethnic communities map, first he threw it into the lap of Eric Adams. That didn't work. Now he says, wait a minute. An additional map is coming to include other communities.
That includes adding Little Italy to the map.
Can you please address the controversy that has developed over the city's immigrant enclaves list? Do you believe that there are neighborhoods that were left off that list? And if the city plans to add more, which other neighborhoods do you think should be added?
Yeah. So this map was initially created by the prior administration in 2023, and when we inherited it, we added a few additional neighborhoods. It's clearly not an exhaustive list of the more than 200 ethnic communities that call our city home, and we're going to be making additional changes in the future to reflect that, and that includes adding Little Italy to the map.
Oh, isn't that nice? Now that the mayor's been busted, he wants to add Little Italy to the map. Isn't that so nice? And he can tell us Jay-Z's songs. Isn't that beautiful? That's why we elected him mayor, right? You cannot make this stuff up, folks. So, Manhattan's West Side. I've never understood. If you want to help the homeless, don't tolerate them being on the streets, okay? You can't help them by tolerating walking past them or giving them money where they're going to go buy drugs. They need help. The problem never seems to get better. So now, when you come to New York, all the sailors come in, all the boats and so on. Hey, the prostitution will be right there, right? Come get a nice case of a sexually transmitted disease, right? You can do the prostitution thing. You can do the drug thing right off the ship, because there's now a 12-block encampment that's growing. And this is what happens when you tolerate this. Hey, New York, meet San Francisco. Hey, New York, meet LA. This is what you're about to look like. This is what New York is going to look like under this mayor. It makes absolutely no sense. The Republican candidate for governor, Bruce Blakeman, in an interview with the owner of this network, John Catsimatidis, blasting what's going on, calling Manhattan a disaster, comparing the New York City homeless camp to a third world country. Hey, you fit right in, Mamdani. Right? Uganda, right? Cannot make this up. 800-848-9222. I'm going to get to that basketball player killed in Harlem in just a second. But the New York Post spoke to some homeless people outside the Intrepid area, the floating military museum, about this 12-block homeless encampment.
The services like homeless outreach, BRC, it's been a lot of that. They walk around, they bring food to people all the time now. Actually, yeah, it's been a change as far as that. They bring supplies, try to give us shelter and stuff like that.
Are the police interacting with you, or?
They're not interacting with us, but...
So that they're leaving you alone?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I noticed that he sends a lot more outreach workers instead of sending police officers. So now we have, on average daily, about 3 different organizations come just to check on us and to see if we need safe havens, shelters. Well, before, when the police were doing the swipes, the cleanups and the site checks, there were a lot of brushing. There was no real kind of like care there. But when the actual outreach workers do it, it's like a whole different, it's like social work. You feel the impact.
Right, you feel the impact, right, you do. A problem that's been around since I started in journalism in 1986 is even worse in 2026, right, you feel the impact. Let's start with your telephone calls. Jack, line 5 in Connecticut. Jack, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, well, you're making fun of Mamdani with the whole hip-hop thing. I think if it was Trump, you'd be all proud that Trump's able to connect with the voters. I think you're just... And I did praise Trump when he went to Detroit and met with the black community and with those that are into rap, because it's different under Trump's case. Trump is not a wannabe rapper. You do understand that, right, Jack? Trump doesn't play around making rap songs, making a fool of himself. You do understand that, right, Jack? And you do understand the rappers, they were running behind Trump for his approval. You do understand that, correct, Jack? I disagree with you. I like them both.
Well, I'm telling you, when I was in the room when 50 Cent called several times, Trump didn't call him. 50 Cent called Trump. So you disagree with what?
What's that got to do with anything? I like the fact, I don't agree with Mamdani's policies. I agree with Trump's. But I like the fact that both of them are able to connect with people. I like Mamdani. He's a good guy.
Oh, yeah, I can tell in your voice. I can tell in your voice that you think that Mamdani is a good guy. You know what, Jack? I'm sorry.
Dominic is done with you.
Let's go to John in Nassau County. John, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic, just wanted to give you a ring. Today I'm on the Cross Bronx, getting off at Rosedale Avenue. And the car in front of me cuts in front, a nice BMW with a big window in the back, a hatchback, and on the back of the window, covering more than the Middle Eastern man that's turban.
Okay, Middle Eastern man, go ahead.
It's on the back in vinyl, or like a sticker.
Okay, John, I can't do the play-by-play right now. I'm late for a break. What are you trying to say?
Holding an automatic rifle.
And he was holding an automatic rifle, or he had a stamp with an automatic rifle?
It's a sticker on the back of the car with an guy holding with a turban holding an automatic rifle.
And that offended you? And doesn't he have the freedom to put that on his car if he wants to?
Yeah, but of course, but we tolerate it, and it's okay. We're 25 miles from the World Trade Center 25 years ago. People killed because of terrorism, right? And we got a guy driving down the Cross Bronx in his BMW with that on the back of his car.
I hear you. I hear you now, John. And yes, I travel. I don't travel to Cross Bronx anymore because it's a sitting parking lot. I just don't have the patience for it. And I used to go to PS 70 right along one of the schools you pass on the Cross Bronx Expressway right before you get to Jerome Avenue. And it just takes me back down memory lane. But I hear you on the point, John. I hear you loud and clear. It is time for a break. We are coming right back.
Get ready, Staten Island.
The Ferry Hawks are back at SIUH Community Park July 7th to the 12th for a 6-game series against the High Point Rockers. Tonight, first pitch is at 6:30. It's Thirsty Thursday with $5 Bud and Bud Light Drafts. Friday, July 10th, first pitch is at 7 p.m. May the Force be with you on Star Wars Night with post-game kids glow around the bases with special lightsaber training packs.
Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
Adobe Firefly is the all-in-one creative studio with AI-powered image and video editing for today's creative process. Built for creators of every kind, Firefly helps you generate, edit, and experiment fast. Because the asks aren't getting smaller, The budgets aren't getting bigger, and the timelines, oh yeah, still tight. With all the best creative AI models in one place, Firefly brings your ideas to life. Unlock a better way to make with Adobe Firefly.
Need a laptop that's built to perform and designed to last all day? Select Windows 11 PCs starting at $499.99 are now at Best Buy. Learn more at bestbuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And coming up in minutes at the bottom of the hour, I have a message for Black America. The shooting of that basketball player who played pros overseas from Fairleigh Dickinson University, originally from Brooklyn, shot fatally in the head. That's coming up in just minutes. Let's go, let's see here. Let's go to Leon, line 4, the Jersey Shore. Not Leon, that's Ed at the Jersey Shore, line 4. Ed, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic, first-time caller. Just wanted to tell you
Wonderful.
I love your show. And
love you, man.
R.I.P. Lindsey. Yeah, thank you. R.I.P. Lindsey Graham. He was a great patriot.
Yes.
And lastly, I'm sorry to say I've been diagnosed with MDS, and so I'm not sure what's going to happen. But anyway, I'll be all right.
Man, you hang in there, Ed. You can handle this. I'm betting on you, man. You got to stay positive, and you can fight this, right? You got this, man.
Yeah. Do you know what MDS is?
Oh, I thought you meant like the disease that impacts the muscle. So if you're making a joke, I didn't catch it. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, Mondami derangement syndrome.
Oh, mom! Hey! There's no cure for that. There's no cure for that. That's like some other diseases, because one minute he wants to be a rapper, the next minute he wants to just ruin New York, the next minute him and his evil family they hate Jewish people, the next minute they hate Italian people, the next minute his wife is using the N-word, and then he's calling her an artist and a wonderful first lady. So you never know the Mamdani derangement syndrome. But Ed, thank you for the call. Let's see here. Let's go to Al in Brooklyn, line 1. Al, what's on your mind?
First of all, compliments. I'm on your thing a long time. Your predictions, you're on the money.
Well,
you're very smart. I want to give you a compliment, but I couldn't get online because it's always so busy. Because you're fantastic. Dominic, you're fantastic. What I wanted to say that, like my parents are from Auschwitz and I was born over there right after the war and I know a lot what's happening right now with, like you say, Mandani, you're fantastic. Anyways, Dominic, so what I wanted to say is that this is much more than they say, communism, fascism, and that the whole thing what they're doing, they want to take over the world. You understand?
Right. I hear you, Al. I got to take a break. Al, I appreciate your call, man. Thank you for the very positive words. Hey, Mom Donnie! Did you hear, Al? Mom Donnie, you think you're so slick, but homeboy, I got your number. You think you're Jay-Z. Not. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
We see all of your telephone calls in a moment. We're going to Angie on Long Island, I should say in a minute or two. Angie, stand by. Finally, I hear from Debbie Lebedo. I was wondering what happened to Debbie. Where did she go? Debbie Lebedo just tweeted at Dominic TV. Hi, Dom. Took a trip to Bermuda. Ooh. Had a great time. That's why I haven't been tweeting Iran chants death to America. That's why you cannot trust them. You have to get the job done once and for all. Poof. Boom. Hey, I'm just saying, Debbie. I mean, that's just a little, voice effect there. So, Harlem. black on black crime. Good people killed by bad people. Bad people that take up oxygen. What happened in Harlem over the weekend, America? And it seems like this happens all the time, or more often than not. A basketball standout, in this case, a young man that played for Fairleigh Dickinson University, who was good enough to play overseas for many different countries, to come back home and take a bullet to the head on the basketball court over an argument. I want you to listen to part of this report from Channel 7. And then I have a message for Black America. And I know you're not going to like it, but I have a message for Black America. This from WABC TV.
A rally tonight as the community mourns the loss of a beloved basketball star. Keanu Rochford, a former college basketball standout who played professionally in Europe, was shot and killed during a tournament Friday night in Harlem. Tonight, his heartbroken family is speaking out, hoping their words will help bring his killer to justice. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon.
From street ball in Brooklyn to college ball at Fairleigh Dickinson to the pros in 9 countries, Keanu Rochford was a respected talent and a radiant personality.
It's crazy. I had somebody reach out to me from England, from France, even Jamaica. Somebody called me from Portugal. These are the places that he played in. And everybody is reaching out. And nobody has anything negative or bad to say about Keanu.
Which is why it's so hard to understand why he became a victim of gun violence at the King Dome basketball tournament in Harlem Friday, where he was supporting teammates.
He went there, and I was expecting him to come back home.
The neighborhood is grieving.
This evening, hundreds turned out to honor him in Brooklyn's Wingate Park, letting go of balloons and lovingly overwhelming Keanu's mother, brother, and sister, triplet siblings now down by 1.
Even though he played overseas, we had our separate time apart and everything, but it's like 3 strands of rope could never be broken. I'm tethered by a soul.
His brother Cairo also played.
But I got injured, and then I became his #1 supporter.
This is the park where he grew up playing basketball, and a community got to know him. Today, those he made so proud of his success are feeling the heaviness of his loss.
And this is the type of effect that he had with the community and the people, because you know what I'm saying, he was a positive man, positive brother. You know, we're gonna miss him.
Police are still looking for his killer, who injured 2 other people.
God, we pray for justice.
Keanu Rochford's family and the community surrounding them with strength have faith that the gunman responsible will be brought to justice.
This is why we try to get through to the youngsters to put these guns down. It's very essential. Gun violence is tearing the streets up.
Keanu's name should be known. He died unnecessarily, and it's not fair. It's not right.
That last voice you heard was his mother. Do you folks know how many crying mothers have broken down in my arms over the years after having lost loved ones? I don't understand. I really don't get it. Why is it that good people are always dying at the hands of bad people? Why is that? I don't understand. And you can't talk about black on black crime, because if you talk about black on black crime, you're called an Uncle Tom. Dominic, you're an Uncle Tom. You're doing the white man's bidding. No, you are. Because you're the one killing your brothers and sisters. You're doing a better job than the Klan ever could. You're doing a better job than the racism you talk about every day. You're doing a better job than the racism could ever do in terms of killing your own brother. But I'm the Uncle Tom, right? I don't get it. When is enough enough? When does it stop? Does it ever stop? Why is it a bad person never kills, generally speaking, a bad person? Why is it always 9 times out of 10, these savages that shouldn't even be using the oxygen are killing someone that was offering society something good? This young man. He's going 6 feet under now. Played college ball, played pros overseas, died doing what he loves on a basketball court, shot in the head over what? Man, you stepped on my sneakers. Man, you were talking to my girl. Yo, I don't like him because he thinks he's all that. When does it stop? It doesn't. It doesn't. I'm coming to Angie, Long Island in just a second, but you know what, folks? What I'm thinking about, we had a ICE shooting, a fatal shooting. I'm not mocking the shooting that happened in Maine. But folks, you got to understand, ICE is here to protect us. ICE is here doing an outstanding job. And you know what? I am down with ICE. Oh, yeah. ICE, baby. They're doing a wonderful job. Vanilla Ice. I just want to listen for a second, just for a second. Because ICE, baby, on this Monday afternoon. Ice, baby. And so I see your telephone calls. I got it. But I want you to listen to this. I want you to listen to this in terms of what happened in Maine, and then I'm going to Angie, line 1 on Long Island, and all the rest of your calls.
This officer behind me, we're on Hill Street. The officer is standing at the intersection with Bacon Street, turning cars away from the next street up, which is Pool Street. And we know that's closed. We're seeing several police cruisers up there with officers at both ends. I spoke to a neighbor who lives here on Hill Street, just a few houses down from this intersection. She told me she was woken up around 8 o'clock this morning by the sound of gunshots and then a lot of sirens and this heavy police presence. And we are hearing that ICE officers were involved in this shooting, but she told me she had not noticed an increased ICE presence or had not heard about them being in this neighborhood. She did comment that she's always felt safe here living on Hill Street and is now questioning her safety this morning. We are still waiting for more details about exactly what happened and the reason for this shooting, but those details have not yet been released. For now, reporting live in Biddeford, I'm Jamie Azoulay, Maine's Total Coverage.
So generally speaking, folks, I've been around a lot of federal agents. You fire at a federal agent, you're going to the grave. You try to elude a federal agent. It's not a good look. You come close to hitting a federal agent with your car, you're going to the grave. I don't know how clearer I can be. Line 1, Angie, Long Island on this Monday. What's going on, Angie?
Dominic playing our song. Thank you.
Well, thank you. So what's happening?
Is there any way the feds could step in with this mayor we have? I heard you say it once before. Can the federal government help New York City?
He would have to do something criminal. And even then, he wouldn't be removed from office because if you recall, Angie, when Mayor Adams was charged by the feds, he's still the mayor of New York City until you're convicted. So there's almost nothing that can be done. Absent Governor Hochul, and she's up for re-election, she's not going to do anything except kiss that Mom Donnie ring.
I feel like it's a joke at this point. And where are all the Italian Americans, the Jewish American protesters? No one's standing up. No one's doing anything. It's like everyone's just being quiet and watching this clown make a fool of us. I don't know. I find it insulting. It's so insulting at this point.
Well, this is why I was yelling and screaming about the election, because I don't think folks understood exactly what was about to happen. So you had certain players that thought it was cute to, vote for the Republican candidate in the race. Oh, it's so cute. Anybody but Cuomo, anybody but Cuomo, anybody but Cuomo. Well, look at us now, Angie. That's the bottom line. You have the final word before I move on.
No, I just want to say we should have listened to you. Should have listened to you. They're just free, and that's just the consequences.
Right. Well, hey, but he's a wannabe rapper, so maybe he'll be Jay-Z's opening act, not when he's done being mayor. And then he can have his evil eye wife standing on the side, and they can cut to a shot of her face giving an evil eye to the crowd, and the crowd will go, rah, rah, and love it, because she's an artiste. as the mayor tells us. Let's go to line 2. Bill in Georgia. Bill, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. I'm not 100% sure about this case, but a couple of days I saw Al Sharpton in Mississippi about a young college student who was found on one of the islands, and Al Sharpton was there with the mother. But where is Al Sharpton about this college player who died in the Bronx?
He died the basketball player died in Harlem. Well, Bill, thank you for the call. With civil rights leaders, it's selective outrage. Ka-ching! Ka-ching! Whoever's got, and I know, folks, because I've been in the room when the deals are cut. I know all the details. I know the scams of how the money gets from how the activists refer the high-profile client to the lawyer kicks back 10-15% to the activists. I know the whole scheme. I was often in the room when the deals were cut. But Bill, where you asked where is Reverend Sharpton? I don't know, but thank you for the call. Let's go to Leon in New Jersey, line 5. Leon, what's on your mind?
Hello, Dominic. Boys playing in girls' sports. I hear every day on the radio this charge they do with people endangering the welfare of a minor. Now, allowing this team to go on the court with 4 girls and one 16-year-old that weighs 185 pounds and he's 6'2".
Because it's not legally endangerment because the rules allow it. I can cut you off and get right to the point. The rules allow it. So yes, you and I may feel it's endangerment, but the rules permit it. All the child has to do is say, I'm a girl, or I feel like a girl. And that's why President Trump is trying to change it. But go ahead, Leon.
What my point is, what's right and what's legal is not what this is what counts. It's not what's legal, it's what's right. If the bus driver
No. It's never what's right. It's what's legal. You got that wrong, Leon. You got that wrong. I don't know where you got that from. It always comes down to what's legal, period.
Ponies, you do what's right, and then maybe you have to live or suffer what's legal. But you do what's right.
But who says what? Who gets to say what's right?
Who gets to say what's right? If
yes.
You're putting that kid on the bus.
No. Answer my question, Leon. Who gets to determine what's right?
You determine what's right in your mind, and if you feel that
but wait, Leon, you're giving me pie in the sky stuff here. If you're not a person of influence, what do you mean you get to decide the rules?
No, you decide the rules right there, and you decide the rules in your house, don't you?
Right, but that's not at a sporting event, and I don't get to decide all the rules in my house.
That's because you don't have the cojones to tell your wife that you're going to send
Okay, now you're done. Now you're done. You're ignorant, and meet Mr. Click. I knew you were ignorant the moment you started the call. I was trying to make sense out of your nonsense. It is time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative. On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation final thoughts of the day. What happened to Senator Lindsey Graham? I have to be honest with you folks. It makes you think twice about how you better get to that cardiologist and you better get, in my case, that MRI 2 coming up done. I got the echo, I got the EKG, I got this, I got that, I got the blood work and this and that and that and this. But you better get it done because what happened to the senator, it starts basically, we're told, with chest pains, and then it moves into like a heart attack symptom, and start to finish, you've got less than 15 minutes, and it's a wrap after that. And I'm looking at the video at Yankee Stadium from last night, right? Now, what I'm about to say, it's not politically correct. Dominic, why are you going to say this? To members of my community, You know what I'm trying to say. You ask, how come they're racist against us? How come we move in and they move out? You want the answer? Can you handle the truth? Look at what happened at Yankee Stadium. Jay-Z calls himself giving back to the community, coming to the heart of the Bronx, brings his fine wife, Beyonce, with him, right? And what do? You storm Yankee Stadium, shooting yourself in the foot because now they got to shut it down. These multi-million-dollar talents can't stay on stage. They got to stop the show or not start the show. And you got to wait for a few hours until all of these officers from NYPD can get control of the situation because you didn't want to pay. You wanted to be ghetto and you wanted to just ram past security. Well, that's why nobody wants to live near you, okay? And the basketball player killed in Harlem. That's another reason why nobody wants to live near you. Oh, Peter's in Harlem. How could you say that, Dominic? You brainwashed against your own people. I don't think so, Peter. I think you're the one that's brainwashed. Let's go back to your telephone calls. Let's go to Mike in Oceanside, line 3. What's on your mind, Mike?
Hey, Dominic, how are you? I just want to let you know some things about the Muslims that people do not know.
Okay, just go ahead and get to it. I'm short on time. You don't have to set up what you're going to say. Just do it. Okay.
We did a fundraiser in Oceanside for breast cancer.
Okay.
1 in 7. We raised about $14,000.
Okay, Mike, I don't have time for play-by-play. You got to get to the point. Get to the point.
Okay. A couple of the girls, people that were involved with it, there happened to be Muslim girls. They were in my garage with my wife and other women, and they made the baskets for the raffle. Later on that week, one of the girls, she's Muslim, she texts her girlfriend in Arabic that we are the infidels and they will take over. My wife wrote her back in Arabic. She speaks Arabic, Hebrew, Italian, whatever. And then she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean you. I didn't mean you." So this is what they brought up. They're brought up this way. They are here to take over. There's another guy here who's also Muslim. His son looks like a twin to Mendami. And he told me, just because you have dealings with my father doesn't mean I have to deal with you. You people have been running this country long enough. Now it's time for us, and I'm only dealing with Muslims. So that guy that you called up, that Mendami's a nice guy, doesn't have a clue. We are the infidels, Dominic, and they will take over. And by the way, I love you. You're great. I listen to you all the time.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. I wish you had called earlier in the show when I had time. When it reaches this hour, I got to fly past the calls. Thank you for the call. Let's go to Phil in the Bronx, line 4. Phil, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic. Appreciate the show. First-time caller. I just have some thoughts about the recent Supreme Court decision around...
Hey, Phil, I have a minute left to the show. You don't have to tell me what you want to say and then say it. Just say it.
The same way that blue states regulate and disregard the Second Amendment by all sorts of onerous paperwork and wait times, red states should start to regulate the issuance of birth certificates.
But wait. Why are you saying that they disregard the Second Amendment? They just have different regulations. That's not a disregard. They just have different regulations, different rules.
Yeah, rules, but they make it much more difficult for any law-abiding citizen to obtain a carry permit through wait times and background checks.
That is true. And maybe it shouldn't be that way. I don't know, Phil. Thank you for the call, and I apologize, folks, for the other calls that I didn't have time to get to. Folks, America's heroes need your help now. Do good in their honor by donating $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. T2T.org. Stay cool on this hot day. And, of course, join me back live. We'll hit reset and do it all over again at midnight. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?